In this lesson, we're going to deal with and show you the differences between ticks and samples. Now, as before we went to track view, we brought out a new track. The selection for in could be samples or ticks. So I could have a track that's audio, it could be sample or ticks. And if I have a track that's MIDI, that track can be ticks or samples as well. And we're going to try and explain how this works. Let's cancel this out. Now here we have a couple of tracks. We have some audio clips right here, which are regions, and here we have a clip here, which is all just MIDI. And you can tell since we have the piano right there, right? The piano keys are right there, as you can tell. And so you'll notice here that this is time-based selector, and it says ticks. And right here, as time-based selector says samples. So samples are an audio picture that's taken for the length of this particular sample and how many samples are taken. So if it's 44.1, it's taken 44,000 pictures or samples of the various frequencies, from the bottom frequencies up to a certain amount. And then it says, okay, this picture is of this audio for this long. So it's from the beginning to the end of that length of the audio. While tick is based on time, and that time value could be based on the tempo. And so between the first beat and the second beat, when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and between 1 and 2, and 2 and 3, and 3 and 4, there are a certain amount of ticks. That's probably about 960 ticks between each beat, which are these subdivisions where I can place another note or something, you know? And so that helps us to quantize and also get an exact space and time for tempo. So, but ticks are not a defined element like a sample is. Because a sample is more sound constantly, and a tick is just based on the tempo. So the tick itself can be faster when the tempo is faster and slower when the tempo is slower. That means the distance between one tick and the next. So, for example, here I've got a little session going on here for our demonstration, and I want to start from the top. We go from the top. We got a beat, and we got a little piano playing there, right? Okay, obviously. So now I want to sort of check my tempo out. You can always go here, right click here actually, where it says bars and beats, and you can get your tempo right there. Here's my tempo, right? And I'll click right here, and now we see my tempo is 101. Suppose I made this faster. So let's change this, since this is tick based. I'm going to drag up a little bit. I'm going to go to 114. I'll press OK. And now I'll play it back. But you notice one thing. See how I went faster, and the piano, look what happened to the piano. It's shorter, but the audio remained the same. Now we're out of sync. And this is because the MIDI files are tick-based, right? That MIDI clip. And so it's reacting to, well, I changed the tempo, it changed the tempo as well. But the audio file didn't. So let's undo this. And we're back to normal. Okay, we're back to normal there. So, in order to correct this, in Pro Tools, we can actually make the audio files become tick-based. So here, for example, that's there, right? I can go to ticks now. Instead of being a sample, let's go to ticks. Now, once I do, I have the ability to change it. I can go here and change my value of the audio. So right here we can go to elasticity. See this? And we're going to do more about elasticity later on in future videos when we actually cover a lot about elasticity and changing audio files. But in this case, we just want to show you. And I may go here to a polyphonic, we'll say right now, right? And then it's polyphonic bass, and I'll go back here, and now I'll change the tempo. So I'll click here again, And I'll change my tempo again to some other crazy tempo. We're going to do it here. Press OK. And notice, look what happened. The audio files sort of contracted. They shrunk down because it's faster, so they will be going along faster. And now we're tick bass. Let's play it from the top now. See, it's faster. The beat's faster, and so is the audio. But I only made it faster in these first 2 bars. See that? As you can see here, as those values are displayed here in the tempo lane. And that's the difference between samples and ticks.